Hey there everyone, how's it hanging? I hope you're well, me here, of course, and welcome to part 5 of Theory Thugs. Now I really hope you've enjoyed the first 4 parts. I've got lots more planned over the next little while. If you do have any suggestions, please just feel free to write in and I'll look at covering them for you. So, first of all, thanks to people who wrote in and said, Sibelius, what a program. I agree, it's a superb bit of kit. It's not cheap necessarily, but it's a great bit of kit and it will really help you out in terms of scoring things out, transposition when you get to more advanced stuff. But teaching, it's great. Composition, it's great. It's a really, really useful program, and it saves you having to write out everything by hand and sharpening your pencil endlessly. You know, we talk of little else around my way as a problem. So, time signatures. Now, this is just an introduction to time signatures. This is not going to tell you everything you need to know, but it's a starting point. Now, to begin with, I've been the teacher for 19, 20 years or thereabouts now in terms of guitar, and I was a music examiner for 6 years as well. And something that would always come up in terms of time signatures would be, why are there two numbers? Now, if it's 4/4, for example, which tends to be the most common time signature that we see, and it's so common in fact that if you look just over here next to the treble clef, there's a C there that actually stands for common time. 4/4 common time, exactly the same thing, and that's why it's called that, because it's the most common time signature. Of course, there will be times when it's not in 4/4. If you're playing a waltz, it's going to be in 3. You know, if you're playing various other stuff, if you're playing 5 or 7, you know, the song 5s, the song 7s by Guthrie Govan, you know, stuff by bands like Mastodon, it's often going to be in a different time signature. But we'll get to that as we go along, and we'll get into things like subdivisions from there too. So, here's the main thing to take away from today. 4/4. Think of it like this. Think of it as a fraction. Now, if you were going to have a pizza, for example, or a cake or something, you wouldn't say, I'll eat 4/4 of this pizza. You'd say, I'm just going to eat the whole thing. Or you probably wouldn't even say it. Why would you need to say it? Especially if you're on your own. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? Anyway, you would just eat the whole thing, and you'd eat the whole thing, and not 4/4 of it. When actually they are the same, but it's just not the way that you would phrase it. Now, in terms of music, when we say a whole note, of course, we mean 4 beats worth, a whole bar in 4/4. We're presuming that the music's going to be in 4/4 for this. Most of the time it will be. 4 and 4. The top number is the number of beats per bar. And the bottom number is the type of beat, or the type of note. So in this case, imagine it as a fraction. 4 quarters. 4 quarter notes, which is exactly the same as 4 crotchets. So 4 beats that are all worth 1. Now, similarly over here, we've got 3/4. The top number is the number of beats per bar, which is 3. And the bottom number is the type of beat, 3 quarter notes per bar. Now, fair enough, you won't play in 5 or 7 tremendously often, but I've just done this to illustrate the point that it works in exactly the same way. So 5/4, 5 quarter notes, or 5 crotchets, or crotchers, as I've put there. I'm screen recording, so I can't edit that just right now. So 5 crotchets per bar, and exactly the same with 7. 7 quarter notes, 7 crotchets per bar. So the bottom number is the type of beat, the type of note we're talking about, and the top number is how many there are in a bar. Now, we'll get into compound and simple time signatures soon. We'll get into different numbers on the bottom as well. We'll get into the use of a click track and also the metronome. You can also substitute that for a drum machine. We'll get into all of that stuff, but that's just a very, very brief introduction to time signatures and why they look like what they do, essentially. So I hope that's useful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. And as always, don't practice too much. You'll only get better. Cheers, everyone. Take it easy. What do you mean more dynamics? It won't go any louder.